So look, Michael, you're on Analyst Academy and you're making pretty good progress. Tell me, why did you sign up?
Well, I guess it's a few things. This was a perfect time to try to start a new habit, as we were discussing earlier. And I've always been an investor for my personal accounts, despite what jobs I might have had on Wall Street. And I realized the value in mastering fundamentals at times where I might have walked into investing in the third or the fourth inning in some cases, but I never really mastered the first inning. So there were big gaps in my knowledge, I felt. Or maybe there weren't huge gaps so much as I needed refinement around things. I wanted to be more comfortable with accounts, for instance, and statements.
Sure.
And I read the description of your course, and I've kind of jogged my memory to try to remember where I read about it first, but it just kind of, the description of it spoke to me, and I went to your website, and that's what kind of got me interested in it. And I really didn't think much about it after that. I just, I paid and got going because I thought it was a great value.
And tell me, have you had any problems with it? I mean, and was there anything that you started you found really difficult, or anything that you thought was too easy? How could we improve it?
Well, I mean, in terms of the mechanics of it, no problems whatsoever. I mean, I love the way you do it. I love the shortness of the videos. Actually, whether that was intended or not, for someone who has a full-time job, who can steal 30 or 60 minutes here or there and watch a few videos in a row, I think it's very effective. If I knew I had to sit down for an hour or an hour and a half lecture on one topic, I'd be much more reluctant to do so. So I think the mechanics of how you lay it out are quite helpful. In terms of the information, I think it's a very personal thing. On your website, you explain who might benefit. So someone just graduating from university, someone looking to start a career, maybe in the investment management business, or someone that either treats investing as a hobby or as a way to make money, as I do. Are there things that I was familiar with, things that I kind of walked into and had an understanding of? Absolutely. But I don't believe anybody ever has all the answers to anything. So I think, investing is a lifetime pursuit, and education is the core of that. So no, I think it's appropriate for all levels.
The stock market's got a great way of teaching us to be humble, doesn't it? Because it doesn't matter, I've been doing it for 30 years, and every day you go, oh man, I've forgotten that, and you find new things. I mean, none of us have ever been in the COVID environment. Nobody has. So
Exactly.
the stock market's got a great way of teaching you that you've still got a lot to learn. I'm sure even Warren Buffett learns something now and again. And just tell me, what do you do for a job for a living?
So for the past 8 years, I've been a wealth manager. I come into that because I was looking to do something different, and I thought that my passion for markets and investing, along with a genuine interest in helping people, might be a good use of my skills. But prior to that, I had spent 25 years on institutional trading desks, the big banks. I had spent approximately 10 years in fixed income, where I was mostly a trader of mortgage-backed securities. And then I spent 15 years on equity trading desks, and specifically working on convertible bonds, as that was the primary product. So, I was exposed to a lot, and in terms of products, styles, investors, the people on the other side of the phone. I'd always been on the sell side, never on the buy side. And I was always intrigued by what they were doing and why. But the constant throughout all of my jobs has been I've always invested for myself. I've never used an advisor personally. And I've always bought stocks. And for me, it's always been, it's either stocks or it's cash, with rare exceptions. And I guess to all of us, I suppose, are a function of our background. And the first time I ever invested in stocks was right after the stock market crashed in 1987. And I truly knew nothing, but
Oh,
it was
wow.
a great education to learn that buying things when they're on sale actually works. And that's kind of pervaded my thinking throughout.
Tell me, if somebody was thinking about doing this course, what would you say to them?
Well, I guess I'd want to understand their reason. Is it for further education? A young person thinking about getting into the business, and to me, the answer would be, it's kind of a slam dunk. what you charge is so inexpensive in terms of what you'll get back. You could learn one thing in this class, and I don't necessarily mean pick one stock, but just learn a process, learn a thing, learn anything about investing, and you'll make money multiples of that money, that amount of money back over time. So I think I would wholeheartedly recommend it to a young person who is exploring it, and I will with my own children. But I've mentioned it to a couple of people I work with, and the truth is, in my business, there aren't a lot of people that still pick stocks. It's mostly they offload it to fund managers or ETF strategies or what have you. But for the people that still do and care about companies and businesses, I've told them I thought it was a great use of my time and that they'll learn something. And their only reluctance, of course, is time. And they always, that's the excuse. It's like, I don't want to go for a run. But, the fact of the matter is it's not a huge time commitment. And you've give us, over 12 months to get the material, and then we have access to it forever. So, I would say this is really truth in advertising. If you read what's on your website and how you describe the class, who will benefit from it, what's covered, how it's delivered, it's really spot on. There's no surprises when you start this class. So if you just read what's on your website about the description of it, I think people will be very happy. If they get through that, they should be very pleased.